Hey, you are now listening or watching the Halos in the Infield podcast, sponsored in part by Noble L Works over on 1621 South Sinclair, where you can get discounts by just mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield, drink discounts on us, baby. And also by 714 Tickets. The price you see is the price you get, and you also get 10% additionally off in the Apply Now code once you order your tickets just by mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Now enjoy the show.
Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Welcome to the Halos in the Infield post-game podcast with ToddFox, sponsored by Noble Ale Works Brewery, as well as 714 Tickets. This is your nightly destination for all things Los Angeles Angels. Come join Todd as he recaps every thrilling and disappointing moment from tonight's game, win or lose. Get ready for insightful analysis, fan reactions, and Todd's engaging commentary. Plus, fans can call in live to the Halo Hotline to have their voices and opinions heard as well.
It's the Halo Hotline.
Stay tuned in for your chance to win free Halos merchandise with our weekly trivia.
It's all about the game.
It's time to dive into the heart of Angels baseball with ToddFox on the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast.
There's a drive from Mike Trout. See you later. That is long gone.
It's the ToddFox postgame podcast with your host, ToddFox.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. It is not the post-game show. We have no baseball to talk about yet. The pitchers and catchers barely reported the other day. Then you had the players making it in today. It's all over your social media. The Angels baseball players are in town. Whoop-de-freaking-do as the season starts officially in just a couple days. So we have our first spring training game. And yes, I'm pumped up. I'm not going to be Captain Downer on this one, but I will come on here live for the only sole purpose, as I made a video solo the other day about Anthony Rendon and the debacle that is. The jerk couldn't even make it to spring training for faking an injury. Yeah, sure. I believe you with hip injury, but I'm on here today because credit where credit is due. I kind of got it from the Halo Talk. So if you want to give them a follow on Instagram, Halo Talk is where I got this from. And actually it was forwarded to me by Grill Masters. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due on that right away. It's some statements coming from our fearless leader, AKA the Führer, Arte Moreno. He had some statements today, which he sent me some screenshots, Grill Master from Halo Talk. At Halo Talk on Instagram. I wanted to just throw out there because I wanted to get the full transcript, but nobody reads a newspaper anymore. No one's going to subscribe to the OC Register. So credit to OC Register had it. No one's going to pay money for that shit. So if you don't put it online, if someone else grabs it, like, credit to at Halo Talk, then fine. That's cool. And I'm going to give him the credit. Because he's the one that posted it on his page. But I want to get down to the nitty-gritty and the screenshots that I have. I want to just discuss that with you and get your comments. And because obviously we haven't talked in a while since the last, I guess the playoffs or whatever. And there's big things are coming for the 2025 season for the Angels. And I want to be hyped for it. Trust me, I really do. And I'm trying. And I'm going to be more positive this season. I'm still going to be objective. I'm still going to be negative when I have to be. I'm still going to give praise where praise is due. But it's times like this as an Angel fan, throw the frustrations of 10 losing seasons out the window, having the longest drought in baseball. Maybe, just maybe, thinking about, okay, how can we just get out of our own way to where we could just sit down and enjoy baseball starting up again. The records are 0-0. Forget about the team up to 5. Let's just enjoy our youth movement. Let's just enjoy no, we can't. We can't, because then the news of number 6 comes in, and that always grinds everybody's gears because number 6 is a complete and utter asshole, and nobody respects his ass. And I'm glad he's gone. And what should be done and should be said about him is he should be cut, but it's not the NFL, so he's still on the contract. He's still on the books. And we're going to talk a lot about him because, again, even though he doesn't play this season, once again, he will affect what's on the field, and not just because we're missing his bat for some reason. Nobody's missing his bat. The problem with number 6 is And we'll find out about these Arte statements. His $38 million, which he's set to make again this season, is hurting the overall team because they can't sign the free agents because of albatross contracts like his. And then you go to look at, yes, I want to be hyped for the new season, but then you start thinking about Arte's statements, which let's just start off with some of them. And then I'll get into the comments and I want to hear what you guys have to say. So this is one statement here, and this is, again, credit Grillmaster and credit at Halo Talk. It says about Tempe Diablo Stadium. Moreno said, I have a good relationship with the city of Tempe. If I talk like him, you guys wouldn't understand. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the lisp. I'm trying to get that, guy can't speak without spitting a wad in your face. I'd hate to be the reporter. I'd love to ask him questions, but I would need a face shield and a windshield wiper with all his saliva that would be coming towards my face. So let me start over. Moreno said his relationship with the city of Tempe has been much better, and he was proud of the new renovations completed at club's spring training complex. He said the next phase of the upgrading Tempe Diablo Stadium is going well, and he's hopeful that it will be ready by next spring. So we'll see a fabulous new Tempe Diablo Stadium. Some people say that's a good thing because the training, the stadium itself is old. It's one of the older stadiums in all the minor league. If you've been to all the minor league stadiums, it's by far the oldest. I get it. And he says, we've been partners with the city, Moreno said. In a perfect world, it'll be ready by 2026. We're going to redo the bowl, redo the seating. We want to have the outfield seating. We're going to get that in right field and redo concessions, restrooms, things like that. So what that means is the grass that used to be able to sit on for $10, sometimes cheaper. Maybe it's gone up in 20. I haven't really ever sat out there, but I heard it used to be cheap. Now you're going to put seats out there. And if you looked at the spring training pricing for this year, it's magically $52 and going up. And that's sitting down the line. It's not even like spring training used to be super cheap to go to. It was fun. Now they're making it more corporate shit. And it's like, okay, you're paying a lot of money to be in a spring training game where you have a lot of split squad games. The players don't play more than 3 innings most of the time. So, yeah, it's taking all the fun out of the fan experience of spring training. But that's a story for another day. So there, and if you've been following the news stories, they made a big deal about, we fixed the training facilities in Tempe Diablo, and look at it here, look at it there, look at this. To me, it looked like a glorified Planet Fitness. It's just not purple and yellow. It's got just the basic stuff. It really does. I'm surprised he doesn't charge the players, hey, you can get the regular machines here, the exercising machines, or I should say it like Artie. You can get the regular machines, but you have to pay a premium for massages. He'll charge for massages. He'll charge for extra food because he's a cheap bastard. So that's his quotes on Tempe Diablo, which, again, if you're going to put money into the team, okay, that's fine. But don't bitch about it later. And guess what? He bitches about it later. So on Angel Stadium, I put money into the stadium every year, Moreno said. We try to keep it clean. Oh, woe is me. He says, and it needs money. Oh, it needs money. Have you seen the goddamn stadium? Walk around, look in the Raptors, rust, chipping paint. It's old. Okay, just look this stadium reminds me of what Dodger Stadium looked like in the late 80s, early 90s. And yes, I'm that old to remember that. In the early 90s, that place was falling apart just like Anaheim Stadium. But over the years, they sunk money into it, owner after owner, and then look what they got now. That's basically a brand new freaking stadium. They just put $300 million more into it. But guess what? They can do that because they have a group of billionaires putting in money, and they can eat that. This guy doesn't. So why are you an owner, Artie? Why are you an owner? And we'll get to, again, his bitching in a moment. He says, again, we try to keep it clean and it needs money. But I put $5 to $7 million into it every year. Where do you put that money in? Other than the Jumbotron, where the hell do you put the money in? The center field still has a gap of nothing in it that used to have at least some stuff in it. You can't even put a fruit stand right there. Where have you put $7 million into the stadium? Trust me, We had a post where the inside of the club level was leaking water from old ass pipes. Where's the $7 million gone? I'm not to go political, but where's Elon to investigate where the money's going? Really? Seriously. So then you say, but I'm not going to put 200 or 300 million into a stadium that the city owns without any of their participation. So now he's bitching the fact that his illegal transactions, his illegal involvement with the city fathers or the judge, that was supposed to give him a sweet deal, got the feds alert, and they nixed it. So he doesn't have that city deal. And I'm not going to put 200 or 300 million into a project where I don't even own it. That's called investing, you moron. Investing. We have the worst, and I mean worst club. I mean, come on. Our luxury boxes, okay? This is where all stadiums in the league make the bulk of their money. We have lame ass luxury boxes. And I wouldn't recommend anybody to buy a luxury box or to get a group for one at Anaheim Stadium. It's not worth it. Oh, so you get one round of hot dogs, which aren't even Hoffy hot. Who knows where the hell they got those hot dogs? And then the nacho chips with no cheese or slight cheese, Velveeta. Come on, man. You ain't enticing anybody in there. Most of the time, you have to go buy your food from outside to go in there. How is that club level? How is that premium? It's not. And there's no real great amenities in those clubhouses either. It's shit. It's the bare minimum. And again, you have to spend money to make money. And if you can't handle the heat, then get the hell out of the kitchen. Why are you an owner then? If you're bitching and complaining that you can't afford it. This is the problem with Major League Baseball owners. It's just literally, if you can't line your pockets, these guys aren't interested. So if you're not turning a profit and you wonder why teams like Pittsburgh owners only put the bare minimum, it's because they can't draw flies. But they don't understand the simple, if you're a baseball fan and all, you have to spend money to make money. If you pack those stadiums out, you will get the revenue. You will get the money. You will get the TV deals. But no, let's go cheap. If you can't afford to put up the money to make a winner, then get out. Let somebody else do it. You flirted with this and actually made us fans very happy a couple years ago because we thought you were leaving. We thought the Arte experiment was over. Because, again, we don't believe your BS. We never believed it when you were here originally. When you were in there, what owner gets champagne poured on them? A long-respected owner. You were never that. Torrey Hunter, Vladimir Guerrero were pouring champagne on you. You didn't deserve shit. A lot of those players and a lot of came from Disney organizational guys who were still on your books. The moment you got all the Arte people in, you went full-on analytics. This thing's been a shit show. And you've looked to make and put less and less money in it. So to follow up that statement, he's on Angel Stadium. He says, maybe we'll get a new mayor and council that'll want us to stay. Maybe we'll get a new mayor and council that want us to stay. Meaning maybe they'll change from the current administration and maybe they'll give us a sweet deal and I can make a lot of money on Anaheim and the Anaheim residents and own this piece of land myself. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll put into the franchise. Newsflash, idiot. You just signed an extension to 2032. So you're here regardless. You're here for another 6 years. So nobody's like, oh my God, is he going to leave? You can't afford to leave. The only way you can leave is if $500 million, I think, is the buy-in to move somewhere else or a franchise. He'd have to give up the team, number one. And number two, if you bought yourself 6 more years in Anaheim, you re-upped on the contract or extended or whatever the hell you did, right? You're here to 2032 because I think the lease was going to run out in 2029. So you upped it 3 more years. In between then, there's going to be 2 more franchises and a likely realignment. There's no way after that realignment happens, you're going to be able to move. There's no way. See, right now, Oakland was able to get out and go to Sacramento. They haven't even figured out Vegas yet. They're pulling their teeth on that. Tampa Bay is still nowhere fixed either. So, again, those 2 franchises are still in limbo, and we're going to get expansion in the next 2 to 3 years. Once those two teams come in, a realignment of all divisions will take place. And likely a team like Texas, Colorado, and Houston will be in the new American League Central or American League South, whatever the hell they're going to call it. The new American League West will be Vegas, Seattle, the Angels, and I know I'm missing on somebody. There's going to be one other team in the West, either way, whether it's Portland who comes in or someone else. All I know is that there's going to be another West team. There's going to be another East team. So that's on Anaheim Stadium. So here's the other one I wanted to play right here or talk about. And this one is on, what is it called? Let's see right here. On Rendon. So it says, and so we are looking at starters and we were looking at bats, but starters are multiple years, 30 million. So the question is, do we have enough depth to go pay 200 million? And Anthony Rendon has 2 years left on his deal. And he obviously is not going to play this year. Rendon is still owed $38.5 million this year and next season, and he will not play this year for the Angels this season. Arte Moreno was asked a question that, again, he has no clue because he's a freaking moron inside the bases. He doesn't know baseball. He says he's a fan, but he's not really a fan. He said, I don't know if he's going to play in 26, and I can't say if he will play in 25. So with that being said, he can't talk about a guy who's on his team, which he should know since he's the owner and he's got to know everything. But he said something interesting here. He said he didn't want to pay over $200 million for the overall payroll. $38.5 million is going to Anthony Rendon by himself. That's not counting the over $30 million going to Mike Nelson Trout. Now, he goes on to say on free agency, we have accomplished a lot. The one thing that we really were targeting and we didn't get accomplished this year was a middle of the order bat. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So he said the one thing we were trying to accomplish, this is a problem. You shouldn't be talking about we. Because again, it should be your guy, Manassian and his crew. You should say, hey, Manassian and his crew really strive to get this because our team needs this. Not we. You didn't do anything, Artie. You didn't do anything except tell Manassian no, and no some more. He says the economics of the last few years, we were just unwilling to pay 6 years to a player, and especially a DH, and we didn't need any more fielders. But we decided to go early on Soler just so that we made sure we had somebody. So let's go the cheap route. That's what he said. So let's talk about this. We got Kikuchi, right? That's going to be hilarious to say all year. But we got him. We got a couple nice young assets from the trades last season. A couple starters there. We've got what is it called? Soriano. We've got a couple, like I said, a couple decent pitchers in the rotation. It's nothing to write home about, but you got good enough pitchers to, I say, like a gang of threes right there, and potential twos with a couple of those youngsters coming up, like Dana and whatever, right? So you got some guys, but you still never got that anchor. You're still sitting there with no legitimate ace since Jared Weaver. So you didn't want to spend over $25 million, right? That's clearly what he said. $30 million, 6 years, whatever, right? You look at some of these pitchers that went in free agency. Now I get it. You're not going to pitch. You're not going to pay for Fried, Burns, and Snell. And even though you go on all these Angel pages and they're like, maybe we'll get Alvaldi. Maybe we'll get this guy. No, they were never going to get him. Arte Moreno's the owner. They were never going to get him, right? So you look and you say, okay, how many of these guys got 6 years? Not too many of them. They were all 3-year contracts. Look at this right here. So Luis Seravino, right? He got 3 years, 67 million, 22 million. So again, you're debunked right there. Tanner Scott, I know is a reliever, but he got $18 million. But I'm sticking with starters here. Sean Manaea went 25. Okay, so anything above Manaea, you're not going to get. But you look at Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes got 3 years, 38 million, 12 million annually. Jack Flaherty. Why the fuck could you not sign him? The Detroit Tigers literally signed him 2 years, 35 million with a club option of a third. You're paying him 17 million, but I think he came through this year, right, for the Dodgers, and he could have been automatically a number one. You couple him with Kikuchi and all the other pitchers that the Angels got, and you got a decent rotation. You were missing one pitcher. Now, you're not, to me, see, he'll say we needed a power hitter in the middle of the lineup. I disagree. I think you needed more contact hitters. I think you needed guys that are going to get on base and set it up for the other guys. I think we have decent enough power. You don't have enough contact guys. We don't have enough guys who are high walk guys. We have a lot of guys that strikeouts because of the analytics, but that's a story for another day. You could have got Frankie Montas, who went early too. You got 2 years, $34 million. You mean to tell me you can't pony that up? You mean you really can't pony that up? You got Shane Bieber, went 2 years, $26 million, 13 per year. Remember, he said there was nobody out there that fit the Angels criteria. Literally, all these guys would fit the criteria for the Angels. Who thought here that Kikuchi was a good fit for the Angels? I didn't, because I thought, oh man, we have enough lefties as it is. But lo and behold, we get Kikuchi. And Kikuchi went for, if I'm not mistaken here, 3 years, $63 million, 21 annually. So you were able to pay $20 million for him. But that throws into the what was it called? That puts into play the fact that, we're paying Rendon $38 million, so I don't want to put that money elsewhere. So that's where a cheap-ass owner who doesn't want to pay over a specific threshold is holding it against the fans and the team and is still trying to make it like it's not my fault. Nope, not mine. It's everybody else's. It's the contract's fault. It's the baseball fault. It's the Anaheim City for not giving me the land. It's everybody's fault but mine. Literally everybody's fault but mine. Instead of saying, I'm a cheap-ass bastard and I can't pay for it. I don't make enough money. Well, then sell the goddamn team. You could have made $2.5 billion to $3 billion with a B and just walked away. No one would have gave a shit. And I'm sure guys like me who hate you would have praised you on the way out, saying, okay, well, at least you left the team in someone else's hands to make it better, who wants to win here. Because obviously, if someone's going to spend $3 billion on a franchise, they're going to put more money into it to make it win. They're not just going to spend $3 billion and let it sit like you did. You spent only $200 million back in the day to Disney when this team was worth nothing. And that's why your cheap ass still owns it, because you didn't spend that much money into it. It's not that big of an investment to you. You don't see the big picture. You don't care that the fans wrap their time and effort around this and have memories about this team and want this team to be good again. But you've screwed it up. You don't care. And we want an owner that freaking cares. So I'm going to run down a couple more pitchers. Walker Buehler, 1 year, $21 million. Okay, that's too high. But you had guys like Max Scherzer. He's too old, but he still gets it done. $15 million. Okay, you don't want him. There's other pitchers that have gone down the line right here. Yimi Garcia, $7 million, 2 years, $15 million. You couldn't pony up $15 million? You had Seawald for 1 year, $7 million. If you didn't want to go 2 years, there's a bunch of guys who signed for 1 year that would have just came in and did a good job. But no, nothing there. And you wanted a big bat. So let's look at the big bats that you wanted and you didn't go after and didn't get. Let's see right here. So you wanted a DH. Let's look at DH, designated hitter. Let's see who's still right there. Jock Peterson. Okay, 2 years, $37 million. Too high for you? $18 million annually? I don't think so. I wouldn't have went for Carlos Santana. He sucks. Gary Sanchez sucks. Winker sucks. Andrew McCutcheon's over the hill. Adam Frazier sucks. Okay, so you're limited. But look who's still out there right now. If you wanted to get a DH, if you wanted to get a part-time first baseman, because Shauna Will can't hit lefties that good, guess who's there? Justin Turner. Yes, he's Dodger trash, but you can get him for below $10 million. JD Martinez, Travis Jankowski, or Matt Carpenter. There's still players out there who would help out at least a little bit, right? Right? No, can't do that. Can't do that at all. So getting back to the quotes, because then I'll get into the comments when we're done. On spending for a bigger free agent, Moreno said, Moreno came away pleased with the additions the club made in the offseason, laminated not being able to add another slugger to the roster. Again, the Angels did trade for Soler early in the offseason, but did not add another impacted bat, which he wanted. Moreno said that the Angels just never lined up financially with the hitters on the free agent market, and the situation was similar to the frontline starting pitching. He estimated that due to the elevated payroll compared to last year and the declining revenue, his club would lose $50 to $60 million this year. Gee, genius. I wonder why. Maybe it's because your dumbass promotions only caring about putting butts in the seats and selling food. Are you losing 60 million? And maybe, just maybe the apathy of this franchise and its fan base would turn around if you put a winner on the field. Again, you don't need names at every goddamn position. Did the Detroit Tigers put names on every position? Did the Kansas City Royals do that? No. Guess what breeds attendance in August and September? Winning. Guess what covers over the bruises and the declines of the stadium and everything else like that people kind of tend to harp on and their frustrations. Guess what? Winning. Put a good field team on the field. They will win. They will bring people to the stadium, fill the stands. I don't need Christmas in June. I don't need Star Wars weekend. I don't need throwback weekend. I don't need a tumbler, a fanny pack. What I want to see is a winning team. I don't want to see a 7-1 game in the fourth inning because our guys are swinging for the fences and we can't put a good pitcher out on the mound to go past 4 innings without allowing 5 runs. I don't want to watch my team hit into routine double plays. I don't want to see the opponent's innings go for 10 minutes or longer and ours go for 2 to 3 minutes. I want to see good baseball. And if we lose, I want to see a 5-4 game. I want to be competitive. I don't want to see and understand that, hey, the Yankees are going to come in here and kick our ass. I don't want to see the Dodgers take over our stadium. There was days when that shit didn't happen. And you know when it didn't happen? When the team was winning. Because then the season ticket fans don't feel compelled to say, well, I don't want to go there and take the abuse from the Yankee fans, from the Red Sox fans, from the Philly fans, for the Dodger fans, so I'm going to sell my ticket for twice the market value and make money up on that. That's what your fan base does because that's what they've got to do because they're too busy getting embarrassed by the opposing fan base to be having a good time with their kids. And you've priced out the fans in certain things as well. You can say, oh, Todd, don't bitch about the parking. The parking it went up to $20, fine. It's still reasonable. But you've overpriced some of the food and you overpriced some of the tickets. Again, you're losing 50 to 60 million. Don't blame the fans. Don't blame the city. That's on you, Arte Moreno. That is all you. And I'm tired of it. So, moreover, he says he understands the frustration. Oh, I'm sure he understands the frustration. But hey, Monster Truck Weekend was last weekend. So if you didn't come out and see motocross, hey, there's no playoff baseball. We got plenty of monster trucks and motocross. So he did say, oh, I understand the frustration of the fans not making the postseason since 2014. He said he believes it's on the owner to build a winning franchise and said the blame can be cast on him and the team's recent struggles. At the end of the day, I love this part. At the end of the day, it's probably me. You think? It's probably you. So after all this time, we had no clue who it was. Oh, let me just reiterate. This is his words, not me.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's I'm the problem. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's I'm the problem.
We know it's you. We know it's you. I mean, come on. It is, you've made yourself front and center when you don't have to be. I wish you were an owner that just stayed in the back and just let his people run it. And maybe the franchise would be in a better place, but no, you got to be front and center. No, you got to talk your mess, and no, you got to be there when they win. And guess what? His ass used to walk the concourse all the time. I'd see him at the stadium all the time, shaking hands, kissing babies like he was a president. But guess what? The team started to struggle. That dude disappears. He's barely at the goddamn stadium at all during the season. He used to do interviews with Gooby. Gooby be like, hey, how's it going? Hey, what is going on with the team this year? Hey, are you proud about who you signed? You don't hear any of that. You don't hear it because he's too damn scared to go on there. And he's so thin-skinned too, dude. Any kind of like opposing stuff, man, he hates it. He's probably going to get wind of this and send some shit my way. But he says, I can spend the money on Mike Trout, but I can't go up there and bat for him. Oh, I'd love to see that. He says, I can spend the money on a pitcher and I can tell you how healthy he's going to be. Or I can't tell you how healthy he's going to be. You don't spend on a pitcher. So you wouldn't be able to tell us how healthy he was anyway, because we never get a goddamn starting pitcher. We get some number 3s and number 4s and number 5s and bargain basement pitchers, but we never get an ace up there. Because I remember when he said, I don't want Garrett Cole. He's not going to be an Angel. We don't want to take a risk on him. And, the Yankees paid too much. You could have overpaid. You still could have outbid him, because in the end, money talks and bullshit walks. And if you got him here, look at how long he's been healthy. Cy Young's World Series appearances. Oh, yeah, he was a risk. And then he says, he also goes on and says, you have to have the right players, and you've got to have healthy players. They've got to play together. There's 30 teams to accomplish the same thing every year. Wow, how'd you figure that out, Artie? Man, you're so smart. There's 29 other teams. Man, this guy is a genius, man. There's just no reason for us not to be in the World Series. Man, I didn't know these guys had to all play together. I just thought you could just grab a bunch of players, tell them to play together, and then they could win. I mean, that's what it sounds like. I don't understand. So let's go into the last slide right here. He says, don't expect Artie to leave anytime soon. Moreno said, he added that he has no plans to sell the team after exploring a sell in 2022. He says, and there is nothing new on the potential stadium deal with the city of Anaheim. The Angels extended their lease to 2032, and Moreno said he'll continually make upgrades to keep it safe and clean every season, but that no major redevelopment is in the works. So to me, it sounds like he is laundering whatever nefarious things he has going on behind the scenes through the stadium. He's probably bringing meth in over the border. And then from Arizona, I should say, because that's where he resides. I'm just saying, allegedly. But come on, man. Dude, what improvements? What improvements? We added a new stand in Anaheim Stadium. A taco truck. You added another taco truck. That's all you did. Where you said, hey, instead of Jack in the Box this year, we'll have Panda Express in there. Or Panda Express will have Jack in the Box. You didn't do anything. What upgrades? What upgrades to the stadium? It's the same shit. Same shit. So, again, he's a crybaby. He's going to whine and complain until he gets what he wants from the city, or just let it run to hell, do the bare minimum. And this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. You are going to continue, because you can't tell me. We lost so many fans, and I'm not just talking about our page, every Angels page, and has lost so many fans to other teams or the Dodgers. I've seen a lot of friends go to the Braves, a lot of fans go to the Dodgers, the Giants, because they're tired of it. I don't talk crap to them because it's their choice. In a perfect world, to me, I've always looked at it this way. Once you're in high school and you pick a team, stick with it. Stick with it. And if you're a lifer, you're a lifer. But I have zero respect for people that just trade teams because, this team's won 2 World Series, so I'm a Dodger fan. No, but if you've seen your franchise literally fall to pieces slowly, it's been a slow burn. It hasn't been overnight. It's been a little bit more every season, to where we lost 99 games last year, where we've been actually saying the last 4 years we need to rebuild. And then you keep feeding us bullshit. And now you're already saying, well, hey, I'm only going to put a few million into the stadium every year so it's safe and nice, but there's no redevelopment, so we're still going to have the oldest, crustiest stadium out there. I'm not going anywhere. If you didn't like me, well, then tough shit. There's all this negativity, and he wonders, and he's saying it like it's positive. He's saying it like, well, shut up, Todd. We upgraded Arizona and Tempe facilities. Big fucking deal. You should have did that years ago. We had the worst training facility for years. Congratulations. We're still worst. So again, there's nothing for us to sit there and say, well, man, you can look at the young players with promise, but you feel bad for them too. Zach Neto, Shonawell, Joyce, they went out and they got some players this year. Yes, I get the depth. Yes, there's a reason to be more optimistic. Yes, this division sucks. And yes, the other teams in this division didn't do anything because the TV deals. And Artie, that's part of it too. He didn't get his payday, and he's got to wait for MLB to save the TV deals. So teams like Seattle didn't add anybody. Teams like Texas really didn't add anybody. Oakland did the most in this division. Houston lost a lot of players. So this division's actually really wide open. And let's just say the Angels got Flaherty. And let's just say they got a DH power hitter that they wanted in the middle of that lineup and a contact hitter, another guy, right? With a young talent this team has, there's no reason. And I'm not sitting here stupid, but there's no reason if this team stays healthy and we had another pitcher ahead of Kikuchi with the rest of that rotation, we could be in ball games and, dare I say it, at least be the 7th wild card. I wouldn't put that past us. I'd be like, hey, we can at least be that wild card team and maybe challenge for the division. It's really weak. I guarantee you this season, the team that wins its division might only win 85 games. It's a really, really weak division. It's primed to be taken over again by the Angels. But again, did we do enough? I don't think so. And we have fearless leader, a.k.a. the Fuhrer, in charge, and he just gave you his statements again, his State of the Union of the Angels, and there's nothing to be excited about because, again, he's just telling you he's not worth as much as you think he is because, again, he can't write off that. It's an embarrassment to have Anthony Rendon just on the books. It's an embarrassment. You've already suffered 2 or 3 historically bad seasons from him. We went over that in the last episode. Yet he is sitting there still on the books and you still got to pay him $38 million. Dude, just cut him. Just cut him and pay him off and launder your money some other way. Yes, it will be on the books for next year for the payroll. Find a way, stupid. If you're with a team and you're not going anywhere, find a way to make money and put it back and reinvest in the team. Because that's what will get the respect of the fans and myself back into you if you actually shut up and let people run this franchise, get rid of the analytics, and just put money into it and watch it grow. Because, again, you could have no name at first because who knew about Shonowell other than the hardcore baseball fans till we got him? Who knew about Zach Nettle being as good as he is? Ben Joyce, guys like that. They're drafted. More comes around. There's, when these players hit, there could be a guy named Tomato. But if Tomato's a star, or he's good, he makes himself, he comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden Tomato's your new center fielder, you're going to buy a Tomato goddamn jersey if he's starting and playing and hitting home runs and getting doubles and hitting for average. You're not going to give a shit what his name is. You're just not. So you don't need the big name guys all the time is what I'm saying. You don't need to sit out there and say, well, we need a 20 million. You're not to that point yet. We've hit rock bottom. So now you got to build yourself up. And I'd rather do it like Detroit did, like Kansas City did, because that's the blueprint. Baltimore is the ultimate one. They said, okay, we're going to suffer for 4 to 5 years, but watch the fruits of our labor with all those draft picks. And you can't do it like them anymore because the MLB changed. So there's certain things you can't do. But what you can do is have a bad year like the Angels did. You have to really, this is the most important draft in a long time for the Angels. This is a historic, they have to hit on these picks. They can't go all pitchers. They have to hit on these picks. And then you need to fill the gaps on the major league rosters and hope those players run through the organization fast like several other players have. And then you got something. But for right now, this to me is a 500 club. They could be better. And that's me putting my honk on. They're just a pitcher and a hitter away again. It's the same old story. And again, you're going to continue to lose fans. And you're going to continue to have apathetic fans. Just look at Angels Twitter. Look at freaking Angels. Anything, anytime anyone signed, people shit on it. And I don't blame them. Because we've been down this crap all the time. We've been there, done that, and we've seen the fact that no matter who we sign, they get injured. And a lot of that has to do with our strength and conditioning coaches. Again, when you're bargain basement shopping, the teams that are good have the best facilities, take care of their players, have the best medical staff, have the best scouts. It's all about the inner workings of the franchise. It's all about what you don't see on a daily basis. Again, we can have a rundown stadium. I'm fine with that. But if we have that core and we have the people, the right people upstairs working the franchise, you watch how this team can flourish again. But it all comes down to Arte Moreno. And his comments right here, they don't give me any optimism for this new season. They don't. So I think I've ranted enough. I'm going to go through a few of these comments because I know there's a lot on here. Let's see. Let's go up here. Sapphire says, "What's up, brother? Oh, man. I miss Todd. Thank you, Vetter." Dan says, "Was there a game? Did we lose?" Yes, we lost. Also, Tyler says, there's my sexy beast. I'm scared. Nate Hustle says, "Facts." Also, F number 6, Mighty Nachos. Tony Angel says. Tyler also says, "He's a leader in the clubhouse, Todd. He can show all the young bucks how to get paid without getting paid." And that's referring to Rendon. Angel Stadium needs renovation, Timur 20 says. Also, I have a chunk of concrete in my fish tank. Yes, he got that from the stadium. NS says, "I saw the Grateful Dead play with Bob Dylan at Angel Stadium in the 80s, and it probably was the same." Also, Tyler says, "Todd been storing his negativity energy all winter for this. I'm here for it." Also, James Cano says, "Artie loves Arizona. And he loves helping building up Tempe. He doesn't love Anaheim. He hates Anaheim city officials. He hates building up the stadium, missed out on buying the D-backs, so he takes on us." I agree. Squirrely Dad says, "Artie cries about $5 to $6 million in stadium repairs, yet the Dodgers paid $500 million in renovations. Got to spend money to make money." Exactly what I said earlier. And you can't win with the kind of way that he's trying to run a franchise. You just can't. Grillmaster says, "You're welcome for the stories. I sent you a Halo hunk, and I appreciate that." Also, Mateo checks in with Artie is completely bullshitting. Artie wanted that Japanese endorsement money with Kikuchi. Yeah, he was like, "Well, we can't get Ohtani." And again, with all these guys leaving the franchise and Trout kind of falling into that B-plus type of player, it's hurt the Angel fan base because we really thought that we had an opportunity there. And it says, "You still got Pokori Sweat in the dugout and Probe Deus, right?" I don't even know what that is. Maybe I'm missing on the player. My bad. Silent says, "Artie shooting himself in the foot every year. So frustrating and it's comical. This clown needs to go already. Also bring back the dong." Mateo says, "That's some baby back bullshit." Exactly. Let's see. You still owe me a 12-pack for the sea chickens? Yes, I got you. Grillmaster says, no, I'm not going to do that one. Also, Artie is the worst version of the Cubs owner. Forget breaking even. He wants profit. Also, Travis Kelsey said that's the problem. Arte Moreno checks in with, "Hey, who's he talking about?" "I'm talking about you." Let's see. Also, Silent says, "Artie understands but doesn't care." He doesn't. Also, Mateo says, "Todd, I will bet you Spritz o'clock if we are in contention in August and September, we will see Artie in his suite." Absolutely, because he'll be doing this.
Spritz o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter the score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
I'm going to put a Jack in the Box in left field. Now I would go for that. Welcome back, Artie. Going to be another great season of Angels baseball, Eric Ward says. God. Let's see. Tamir 20 says, "I've contemplated becoming a Padres fan, but I can't because I hate their colors." So he probably would have liked the Padres. But again, a lot of fans have left for other teams. Artie even says, "I'm rooting for the Diamondbacks this year." Grillmaster says, "Guys, honestly, how many wins do you see the Angels?" I say 70. Artie says 71. Also, Tony says, "I have faith in development coaches." That's the only way you can look at it. There's certain things that you can be positive about, but you can't on the overalls, 100% with this team because there's so many holes. There really is. Let's see. He's healing up Todd. Michael says, "It's Artie. Is Arte Moreno Gavin Newsom in brown face?" He doesn't quite have Newsom's hair, though. Todd, the Rangers did spend money, just saying. Mariners and Marlins and Brewers and even the Phillies haven't done anything. On who, though? The Rangers really haven't upgraded that roster. It's just another year older, in my opinion. Let's see. Also, you got Tyler here saying the LA Tomatoes of Anaheim Tomatoes. Let's see. Not trading Ohtani was a huge miss. Yeah, absolutely, NS, because, again, we've talked about it on nauseum. When he had a year and a half left, they should have traded him. You had several packages, pause, that were offered to the Angels, 6 or 7 players, for one dude. And you even had 4 guys from the Tampa Bay Rays who were offered last season or the season before last, when he was still only at a rental for the last half of the season. And again, Angels didn't do it because why? The almighty dollar paid. And he rather ride it out losing. And again, I think the saddest thing for Angels fans, because they loved Ohtani, and I did too, until he picked the blue. The saddest thing was we never got to give him a fair, so what if he comes back in blue? You're the enemy now. Don't give me that, we got to clap for him. No, the opportunity to clap for him should have been that September, but magically they shut him down. That should have been the swan song. That should have been everybody selling out September to say goodbye to Shohei Ohtani in an Angel uniform. That's when it should have happened. Eric says the season starts tonight, Todd. Yeah, it's very close to starting. Confucius say she who drills is Marsha. Hanky Panky checks in with should the fans give number 6 a standing ovation on? No. If you saw my other video, those guys at Top Plays are complete morons, and I'm going to call them out every day of the week, dude. They're basically old Cincinnati Reds fans who jumped on the Angel bandwagon at the tail end of their hype and bought that page. And most of that page, I guarantee you, if you're on social media, go to Instagram, go to Top Plays, and look up how many Angel fans are residing in India and residing in the Philippines. I'm just saying, I never knew the Angels were that popular in India. I did not know that they were that popular in the Philippines. I thought the Dodgers would be at least, but the Angels have a lot of fans in those 2 specific countries on that page. I'm just saying, I'd rather have a few thousand real fans than over what I think they're almost up to 100,000 fans, and they're you mean to tell me no other page is growing at their rate? Okay, so you have a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 10 years, hopelessly out of it, and they gained they gained real followers. They gained over 15,000 last year. So at the start of last year, they were sitting at, I think, 83,000 fans. And they jumped. They added fans. We lost fans. Other pages lost fans. Hell, my friend from Angel Central said they lost fans. They lost almost 1,000 fans at the end of the season. And they gained. So again, you can't write this. It is bots and bots and bots. And they could post on their page, hey, check this out. And they post a cool video or whatever, right? And you only get 5 to 10,000 likes, and you got almost 100,000 fans. Do the math there. I'm just saying. So I don't put anytime they say anything, I look the other way because it's dumb. It's coming from an ignorant fan base, an ignorant fan that runs that page. I think there's 2 of them, so ignorant fans. But to say that you're going to give that dude a standing ovation for what? I was irate last year, and I've just lost all care to be irate this year about number 6. Mateo says, hey, Todd, thoughts on Trout finally moving to right field? I like the move to right field. Should have happened 2 years ago. Will it keep him from being injured? Only time will tell. I think there's still a good chance for him to get injured because the ball gets squirrely in right field when it hits that little curvature. If you don't play it on the right bounce, it can get by you and you're having to do extra running. Yes, there's a lot more balls because the lowered yellow line that's going to hit the rafters and still be a home run. So you're not going to have to jump too much, not going to have to bang into the walls. But that short perch in right field kind of worries me because if he has to go and run full blast, because you're not going to tell Trout to slow down, he's not going to slow down. And if he runs and tries to make an over the shoulder catch and runs into that metal bar right there, or concrete with just a little bit of stuffing over it, you're going to hurt yourself. And he's had leg problems and thigh problems. The only thing to be happy about this year with Trout moving on this year is he slimmed down a bit, and he looks a little, and that's what we were preaching about all last year. He was too bulky. He was too big for his age. He needed to slim down. It looks like he got the email. So there you go. Eric says, in all seriousness, I like the young talent from the last few drafts. Hopefully Christian Moore makes it to the bigs this year. He's got power and he's a dog. Neto and Moore at second base and shortstop. That is going to be a fabulous up the middle infield for a long time, hopefully. And I think both guys have serious potential. And if Neto would have come off without any injury and started from the beginning of the season, there's a good chance we could have seen Neto with a 280 average, 26 to 30 home runs, and about 100 RBIs. He could be that guy. He's got that pop, and he's spectacular in the infield. And I can't wait to see when Moore hits the bases as well. I feel Savage Garden coming on. Also, Michael says, I think I saw a post where it ranked the Angels farm system 30 out of 30. Yeah, they continually are at 30, and there's nothing to say that they've gotten any better. Hanky Panky said, did Washington say the Halos will run down the West this year? No, we're still waiting to take that one to the bank, Hanky. Yeah, it's crazy, but he did say that last year. He's much more toned down this year. I think he realizes what he has. Mateo says, what is Rogers saying about this season? I haven't listened to that jerk yet, but I'm pretty sure he's like, don't worry about the season. The monster truck's just finished. Just worry about getting your family 4-packs and coming down, listening to my show for Halo Hawk Night, and come out to the stadium. Watch out for the falling concrete underneath the Raptors. Try to sit towards the field more, or in the 600s in my level, and watch the Angels lose on a routine night. NS also says, yes, F number 6. He is a thief. James also checks in with Artie's family, goes through the FBI investigation, and Artie goes, I got unfinished business. He has a court date for Skaggs' death. Why does he still want to be around this? I don't know, James. I don't know. It's a good question because Arturo should have left a long time ago. I mean, just think about this, guys and girls. How in the world can he save his reputation at this point? Like literally, what can he do to save his reputation other than win a World Series or at least get this team to back-to-back playoffs? There's no other way to save his reputation. I think he is cooked as cook can be in the eyes of Angel fans. Also, Grillmaster says, we got a lot of good players, lots of power, and I got my lover boy, John Stamos, who says Angels are going to win the World Series as we ride our bikes down Catella. Roger. Sega Boy says Arturo will deport any Latino going to the stadium. F that coward. Foul territory been sucking so much Angels dick lately. I haven't listened to them, so I can only imagine. I'm pretty sure the Super Brothers are as well. Foul territory keeps having the Angels dick in. I'll keep bringing up the Angels every damn day. Damn. Also, Mateo says I would have wanted to get Bauer if he wasn't blackballed. He's been blackballed and will be blackballed. He is the new what is it called? Kaepernick, of basically of baseball. There's no way he's coming back. I think the MLB actually does not want any kind of bad publicity whatsoever. Artie checks in with Super Halo Brothers, having a great fan base as usual. Squirrely Dad says, have you found a new place to replace Mezzos? Sorry, they got shut down. Good people. That was a good place, but again, like I've said before, you can't start a restaurant with calzones. I mean, it was good, but it was not going to bring people around. It's like starting a side piece instead of starting a fifth starter instead of a ace in a World Series game. They should have came with pizza and wings up front. That would have been, and then have the calzone as a featured side thing. But and then the spot was kind of bad too, was turned around the other way. So so basically it was not a good location for them. So I would look at it this way. We're in talks with another restaurant. We will have April 5th tailgate at Noble. So you want to look out for that. We're going to have some food there. So if you guys and gals want to come down and chill with us, then there you go. And it should be fun right there. Yeah, damn, Mezzo did close. Hanky Panky says, Super Halo Brothers said the Angels will be a playoff team this year. Look, I say potentially, if all things were to go right and if all things were right with the Angels. Trout stays healthy, the pitching pitches above their head, and a new ace or number 2 evolves with one of the young kids that we got in the trade, then potentially they could be a wild card team. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, this is a playoff team, because it's not. You're still missing an ace. You're still missing a good, hitter up on top of the lineup, or a contact guy. So again, I look at it this way. You need to build this team from within for right now, because again, you're not getting anything from free agency. Everything's too expensive. And this would be the year for the Angels to take that next step. I don't see it. Unfiltered says, who's the handsome fella? LOL. Thanks. By the way, prediction: Angels win at least one game this year. Well, that's a great one. Also, did you guys see the stupid Halo brothers talking Halo dweebs? We literally don't have good podcasts out there. I would have to say, and I'm a little biased because, I enjoy, what do you call it? Tim and VT over at Angel Central. Other than that, I mean, we've tried to unite with these guys, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll help out. Oh yeah. None of them do. So it's like, I'm tired of playing nice, dude. So if I want to take a shot, I'm going to take a shot. But it's just, I would love to have the Angels community be on the same page, but they never can. We never can be. And I've extended the olive branch many a times. I'm tired of being crapped on, and I'm just going to do my own thing this year. And with the rest of the Heedy crew, and we're going to have a good season this year, and whatever may be. Eric Ward also says, he checks in here on the comments. He says, by the way, Todd, where's our Squid signing this spring training? I don't know where he's at. I wish all the best for him, even though he sucks and I couldn't stand him. Worst Angel of all time. Trust me, the Angels will find a new Squid player. They'll have somebody that bats below 200, and you'll see out there. Maybe it's Ward this year. I don't know. That guy was a guy who we needed to trade as well. And if he's hitting below 7 in our lineup, we're screwed this year. I'm just saying. Also, you need to change that banner. I will change it. It's under construction. That's the Grinding True Crime, the old logo. But the baseball stuff, this is going to be all new for the new season. So I can't show you what I'm going to be doing until the season actually starts for the post games and the podcast moving forward. But for the post game, it's going to be a lot more stuff to look at besides a banner or the old stuff that I had last year. So you're going to see some pretty cool stuff back there. I don't want to give any of it away, but it's under construction. So bear with me right there. Sega also says, Roger Lodge masturbating in the old creepy van. Yeah, we have multiple creepy vans outside the outfield, if you don't get that reference at Angel Stadium. Sucks no more. Halo Honk the Clown, Alex. I'm gonna be in the stadium as Halo Honk again. So there you go. Rigo says, lock him up. What did I do? That's about it. Even the World Series win, I'll still despise him. That's true. I mean, it's not like he's going to leave a legacy where there's a statue outside the stadium, although he'll build one in protest. I guarantee you. Has anyone been to Mezzo's recently? It's closed. It closed. Also, Roger driving the creepy old man, asking kids what would they do for tickets. Oh, I don't want to imagine that. Artie has proven his methods don't work. Sell and move on, and ask Musk. Search for fraud. I've said that earlier in the show, Halo Joe. I really did. I mean, there's some money laundering going on behind the scenes. I'm seeing more Stamos than Lodge. Oh, great. Also, remember when I said this past winter we would be the same, if not worse, in 2023? He's calling it. I just can't see us being worse, though, man. I just can't see it. Please post when the new restaurant is ready. I will let you guys know where the next restaurant will be. Playoffs, if y'all believe in the Unfiltered is really going in hard tonight. He's all playoffs. I don't know about playoffs. It's more like he gone. Yeah, I mean, this is a circus team for sure.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Mateo says, do we take over or under that he plays 130 this season? I'm taking under Trout. I'm going to be bullish, and I say he plays 130. I say he plays 131. Sega says, how much did Artie pay stupid Halo Brothers for gaslighting? Halo Brothers fans are the new Halo honks. They are. They literally are. I think they will take the mantle of AM830 when Roger decides to retire because his skin falls apart from all the tanning, the spray tan. Because he's leather. He's basically leather at this point. Let's see. Also, James says, any hot takes for 2025, Todd? I will say this. I really think the Angels win at least 81 games. And depending on being better than that, and some may laugh at me, I know Unfiltered is already, but I literally think they could get a wild card spot if the team stays healthy. But knowing Artie, he's not going to add the right players. Knowing Artie, he'll try to force Manassian to get rid of one of these young guys for a rental. And that's just going to be the worst thing. You literally got to ride this team out. You literally got to ride this team out unless some team really wants to give you a player that can help out and you don't have to give too much for them, then yes. But other than that, I literally wouldn't do anything. I would try to ride the youth movement. I think the Kelly Jansen move was great because it reminds me of Lee Arthur Smith getting Troy Percival ready in 1995. I think that could be the same thing. I think you saw flashes of what Joyce could be as a closer, but he's not there yet. You can't trust him to pitch back to back, and you got to see more from him. And I think as a setup guy would be great if you had Quintana in the seventh inning, and then you leave it to Joyce in the eighth, and then throw it to Jansen. That's a nice seventh, eighth, and ninth. So if you can get your starters to go at least 5 and have that little in-between pitcher or 2 to take care of the 6th inning, and then get to that 7th, 8th, 9th inning kind of like, recipe, you could be onto something. I'm not saying they're going to be lights out every night. You're going to have a Quintana blow up. You're going to have Joyce give up a home run every now and then. Jansen will walk a couple and blow a save, but it's not going to be every night. And you're going to have like an 80 to 85% clip with that recipe if they stay healthy. And that's where I'm going to put my Halo honk on and be like, hey, I think this team has a chance, but I'm still not. There's too many question marks with contact hitting for this team, and there's too many question marks with reliable pitchers, starting pitching. I think Soriano could be that dude, but did we overpitch him last year? We had to shut him down because we kept dicking with him. So there's a lot of question marks, but I'm going to throw it out there because it could happen. If this team does hit on all cylinders, they could potentially, I'm not going to go to our new sponsor, underdog.com, and place a bet and say, give me the Angels to the postseason. No, I am not there yet. I need to see a lot, and I mean a lot. I need to see this team playing good in July for me to even think postseason, because anybody can do good in April. Anybody can do good in May. We've seen the same song and dance. When the Angels start to fall off and tail off and start to submarine into the deep blue sea, it's June and July. And then we know if August and September are going to matter. So that's where we're at. Jason Hess checks in with Rendon equals the new Squid. He's beyond Squid. You guys are the best. We missed you. And Lone Star Fernando and Halo Joe and Artie. Yes, and we got a lot more shows coming too. Let's see. Squid was worse than Statue Stassi. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I'm digging the Blazer, Todd. Thank you so much. Let's see. Also, Jersey. Also, Q Lombardi. Deo. So you guys are already throwing out a few sound bites for all those that are new to the show. That's what we did a lot last year. We did this.
What the hell's going on out here?
I think what we should have is the Deo meter. We really should. Also, we got this one right here. I want to target this one. Mace says, finally an Angels podcast that is brutally honest. Thank you, Mace. I really appreciate that. Any kind of contribution goes back to the page and out to our, not to our sponsors, but to our setups. Because again, on April 5th, we're going to have that tailgate at Noble Brewery, and again, if you want to get out on free parking at Angel Stadium this year, go to Noble. That's totally free. Your car won't get towed. And give the brewery a little love. You get a 15% discount by just mentioning Halos in the infield. Let's see. Also, he says, not you, Todd. Laugh out loud, Artie. Oh, okay. You were saying lock him up. I get you. Marsha signed size 16 shoes in the background. Yes, I will have a pair. That is See, Halo Joe, you can't give away too much of my new background. It will have a pair of Marsha's WNBA Atlanta Dream autographed jersey, not autographed jersey, autographed shoes, game-worn shoes. Call in, Artie, you miss your drunk ass. Also, Sega says 99% of the ocean is covered by water. The rest is covered by squid. Oh, God. I remember that. That was the worst ever. Also, Angels in the playoffs don't go together. One more loss that could have been a win. Also, Michael says, can I get a Roger Lodge? This season starts tonight just for fun to get the season off to a start. Yes, let's play this one real quick. The Stamos one.
Pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
So he wants balls and John Stamos, and let's get the old season starts tonight, because that's one that everyone loves. We'd be hopelessly out of it, and we would be playing this in late September.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Exactly. What happened to the surfer, bro? Laugh out loud as he's stuck in Australia. He came back. I just don't know if he's aware of the show tonight, since this was not scheduled. This was just off the cuff because I got pissed off on what Grill Master sent me. Not that Grill Master sent me anything that pissed me off other than what Artie's comments, and that's how we got into it. So, whoa, 81, stop and get some help, Ed. But you guys are throwing out all the sound bites.
Stop it. Get some help.
So I'm bullish on the Angels. Angels won't win more than 75 of this injured-riddled season. Yes, I just can't take any more injuries. Trout will be out by June. Saucy says Angels always have a ton of injuries. I expect Soler to be full-time outfielder by September, most likely. Todd, if you don't talk about things that like this, no one else will. Everyone wants it to be all over the positive when there is not really much positive. This is the only place to go. I appreciate that, Silent E. Also, Grimmaster says, Todd, you didn't say Kelly Jensen is overrated and trash, or you did. Yeah, because he's not. He's actually been very good. Cue the Danny Glover. You're going to play a lot of in this season. Yeah, that is true. I don't want to. I don't want to play a lot of Danny Glover, but, we had to play a lot of it last year. It just sucks, man, because I really wanted to play more positive.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Yep, and we didn't play to win the game.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Yep.
Call me a bootlicking houseman all you want. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, he doesn't give a damn because we're on a winning streak.
Right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. And if we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak.
We didn't do many of that. We did a lot of this.
One more loss, which could have been a win. You call yourselves professionals. I have never, ever seen a worse group of 25 players. You don't think as a team. You don't play as a team. You don't even lose as a team. You all got your heads so far up your butts, you can't even see the light of day.
Yeah, it's Danny Glover, man. Danny Glover. I missed that guy. Remember when he was our coach? Stamos been doing Vegas slot commercials. Sup, everyone. Daniel's there, right there. Angels made some underrated moves. We'll see. It was early in the season. They still needed to fill a lot of holes. One of these young studs will be traded by the summer watch. That's how fucked up this franchise is. And that's where I'm scared of. I don't want to lose any of these young players. Halo Joe says a successful season will be Trout playing healthy all this year. I don't see it happening on top of being hurt. We'll get a bunch of planned days off and rest. Yes, there's no way he's playing more than 4 to 5 games a week. There's just no way. Mateo says Jansen is a good pickup if he's allowed to pitch back-to-back games. That's the other thing. Analytics gets in the way of good pitching, and they start to say, oh, we got to baby these guys. We got to tuck them in. They got to get their mimes. We can't have them pitch back-to-back, and that's the problem because they do pitch really good if you give them a chance. All these dudes have pitched back-to-back in their careers, but no, we don't do it here. Michael says, I still hate the playoff format. As soon as the MLB gets their 2 expansion teams, we'll have the MLB or NBA format, which literally half the league gets in. That's what I don't like either, Michael. I don't like the fact that they are allowing more teams in, and it doesn't even benefit the Angels because we suck ass. That's the problem. But we can't even take advantage of that. So I just hope that this team can get to respectability again, and then we'll go from there. But you'll watch, man. I don't know if I think they will have 8 teams in each, side, East and or American and National, that will make it. So you will have half the teams making it. It does water it down, but then again, it may make it more exciting as long as they don't add more than that, and you don't have a play-in tournament and crap like that. And we'll see. Let's see. Also, over under 75 wins. I'm gonna go over. As long as we don't play stupid long ball, we should be fine. I hope that we can just get back to hitting regular and trying to get on base. And then, because whenever you can pressure a pitcher, and the way that the stolen base rules are now, it benefits the hitters to get on base any means possible. So do the bunts. You don't have to shift anymore. Hit the other way. Get on base and then go from first to third. Take the stolen base. Make the pitcher throw over. It's more, if you're constantly striking out and popping out because you're trying to hit home runs, you're keeping the pitcher comfortable. You're letting him settle in. It's not a good thing. And we've seen that the last 2 years. Angels and analytics don't work. It's time to get back to good old-fashioned baseball. Let's see. Mateo says 77 wins. Even the Ducks have been playing Deo. Also going to be a long season. Let's see. Also, Mateo says Rendon is like an old baking soda that's back in the fridge, and we wonder what he's still doing there. Exactly. Thank you, Mace, again. Also leaving another comment right there. Todd, no faith in this team. This pitching blows 71 and 91. All I'm saying is I do like the young pitchers, and I feel they can bring a little something to the table, and they might surprise a few of us this year. That's all I'm saying. Also says, what does it take to get new sound effect on the show? I would love to hear if we could add a couple quotes from our favorite politicians. Just send them to me through the email at halos in the infield podcast at yahoo.com, and I'll think about it. I don't want to go too political on here, but also Matt Grillmaster says, I looked up the Atlanta Dream recently. Marcia isn't on there. She retired, but she was on there last year. Marcia game worn shacks. Yes, they're huge. That's what she said. Let's see. Also, who's got it bigger, one than Marcia or Shaq? I don't want to know. John Stamos choked on Marcia. Also, Arte Moreno is the Jerry Jones of baseball, senile. But Jason, as senile as Jerry Jones is, he did do a good episode of Landman, number 1, acting. And number 2, at least he gets him to the playoffs every now and then. Does he know how to pitch? Does he know how to pick quarterbacks? Not so much, but still. Where's Farkas? Rally Chris says. Dev Silent bringing back the memories of the Golden Dong. Sega saying G.I. Joe. Yeah, because now you know. And knowing is definitely half the battle.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
I love that soundbite, by the way. G.I. Joe is the best. And you know what? Just for shits and giggles.
It's a big guy home, the Golden Dome, for the player who stood out all day long. Stiffest competition on the field, halos in the infield, who's finna be revealed?
Oh, I miss that guy just for that. I really do. I think we should add the Cure song Losing repertoire. I got to get with my boy Randy on that to help out to see what we're going to do as far as the slides for the nachos. And because last year, again, we played a lot of the Savage Garden, so maybe we'll fix that. Mateo also says, hopefully we don't play any Buttercups in Savage Garden this year. Exactly. Klaus, head of security, is bulking up security. Angel Stadium, behave or it's your ass this year. Did we lose again? Games haven't started. Q Lombardi. No, we didn't lose again, but you can think that we lost again because that would make for a better show. I guess a lot of you guys enjoyed the losing last year.
What the hell's going on out here?
Exactly. Also, we got James Cano checking in. Are we getting closed door meeting on day 1? Also, are you glad that Sandoval is gone? Sandoval is going to flourish in Boston. They'll fix him. He'll pitch better. As far as a closed door meeting, I think it's going to be one of those things where if the Angels start off like 6-10 yeah, you're going to get one of those. I think they're going to, because again, Ron Washington did not see it, what we saw in preseason. And once the season started, he was pretty pissed. And, there you go. Well, they're having a closed door meeting now. Unfiltered also says they'll have to just have the entire league make the playoffs before the Angels make it back. That's the only way. It spritz a clock. Let's see. Also, Halo Joe says about Todd, what about the launch angle? I am so done with the launch angle. I'm tired of hearing, hey, he's got to look at that launch angle right there. That's really sexy coming off the bat. Saucy says this fan base is thirsty. I still remember people talking about buyers after a 6-game winning streak in June. Yeah. I mean, we are. And it's sad to say, I really, really want this team to make the postseason. I really do. It's better for us as a page. It's better for you as a fan. You want to see good baseball in August and September. Yes, we all have our football teams. Most of us do that follow football. But I can take a break when the team is winning. I remember I'm a huge Seahawks fan, as you guys know. But when football season starts and the Angels were good and they were making their postseason push, guess who was secondary? Football. But football is always going to be king if you're an Angels fan, because the Angels just aren't there in the postseason. They've already dipped, so you're already ready for spring football. You're already ready for preseason. Just ask Fred what you want to hear. Oh, yeah, you got Fred coming too. Ben says, will Christian Moore be called up early or will he be developing? That all depends on what happens with a newly acquired Newman, and then also Monica, or however the hell you say it, Monica, however you say his name. He'll be the dude that, again, if those guys take over and you got Renifo healthy, you can allow Neto time to heal, and then also you can allow a guy like Christian Moore to get more critical at bats in AA and AAA, and then he'll be ready. I think he'll be more with the Trash Pandas, because you get better pitching with the Trash Pandas. It's a lot easier to hit in AAA, so you kind of want to see what he could do against more AA pitching, and then you call him up. So my guess, if I had to, depending on where the team was, even if they're winning or losing, I would have to say after the All-Star break, if all goes right with those guys. But if you have injuries, they're going to call him up early, and you'll probably see him probably around May, early June. But for me, it would be July or August. That would be what I'd want. Q Bally's. Oh, you know what? Since you guys are throwing them out there, there you go. There's some Bally's for you, just in case you didn't get enough of that for 5,000 times a year, because or a game, because when they're playing it during the game, it's really annoying. It's like, hey, we're going to throw it down to the sideline reporter. Hey, here's a graphic of Mike Trout when he was at Children's Hospital. Hey, the Jack in the Box new combo. It's like, come on, dude, come up with a different song. That's just me. And that's what you critique when your team sucks. You find things, and now it is the fan duel. Thank you, Grill Master. Remember when I used to be hopeful each season, Todd? Boy, I miss those days. Yes, I do. I really do. And I'm trying to be that way. Mateo says, in all seriousness, what grade do we have? Do you give us in the offseason? I'm saying a C. We needed a few more pieces. I'm right there with you, Mateo. Couldn't have said it better myself. Another starter, which would be a better than a number 2, or a number 2, a really good number 2, would have been fine. And a middle of the order bat or a contact hitter, and I would have been happy. However, no. Let's see. Also, Unfiltered says he's going to be celebrating 10 years, and the Angels will still be 81 and 81. I hope not. The Seahawks Tuas are the Seattle Northwest. Steven checks in with Go Rams, brother. Oh, geez. Also, long time no see. Same Angels. Yes, right there, Steven. Long time no see as well. You got to be more prevalent this year, my man. On the page. Also, where's Drury Lane? Drury's out of the league. He had the worst wins above replacement last year. All the analytic numbers were in the trash. He was by far on several pages rated the worst MLB player. And guess who was on our team? Drury, the worst MLB player. Those preseason games at home against the Raiders are terrible. Thanks, Artie. Also, Unfiltered says, I bet Perry gets fired in October. That could possibly happen. Also, Angels about to lose $20 million for the privilege of winning 73. I'm telling you, man, he's bitching about losing $50 to $60 million a year, Arte Moreno. Then why are you an owner? Why are you an owner? I wonder if FanDuel is going to use Bally's music. I think they are, because watching Ducks games, they are very much using that same music. Did the Halos work out the TV deal? Sort of. With FanDuel, it's going to last for another year or two, but MLB is stepping in. They want to eventually have it for all teams. Tony says, what's up with Frosted Flakes? I'm not sure where you're going with that one, the Frosted Flakes one. Sam Bachman, is he ready? I heard Bachman will be a player that will have a chance to make the roster. Will he? I don't know. I think he needs more tuning up in the minors before this season, because he just hasn't put it together long enough to see a major league field yet, in my opinion. Drury got a minor league deal with the Sox, of course. Is it WNBA season yet? Not yet. Robert Saleh back to the Bay. Oh, geez, here we go. Balls, and the White Sox are getting sloppy seconds. You bet your ass they are. Please, let's not have games on Apple TV. We will lose. I will guarantee you we'll have some nauseous games on Apple TV once again. Ducks have their games on Victory Plus, KCOP Channel 13, so Dallas Stars, and even the Texas Rangers now. Yeah, they're having to get local deals, but they're not getting the kind of money they would get with a private, also, Tony says, you ever watch baseball and eat cereal? Yes. I used to do that. I mean, obviously with cartoons, but yes, I used to do that. And there's a couple occasions, and there's only a couple times a year you can do that. It's either on a Sunday morning if they were on the East Coast playing, like say for instance the Yankees, or they were on Central Time playing the Royals. They would sometimes have Sunday games at 10 in the morning. Sometimes 12 o'clock. If you wake up late, you're a little hungover, cereal's not a bad go-to. But I did do that when I was in high school and junior high, when they would play the Detroit Tigers, because there was always one game during the week. And it was usually on a Wednesday or Thursday. I'd play hooky, stay home, and they would have a 10 o'clock goddamn in the morning start. And I'd play hooky, play sick, whatever. And I'd sit there with a bowl of cereal watching baseball. So yes, I've done that guilty pleasure many of times. Does Soler make the roster? Of course he does. And then Halo Joe says, do they have a fan fest this year? No, they don't. Rigo says he had no insurance on Rendon. What the fuck? Artie is a fool. Boy, yes. I thought, and Rigo, that's a good point I forgot to bring up. I literally thought that they would have and been smart enough to put insurance like most teams do. And I thought that would be a talking point going into next season, after this season, for the potential of a strike in 2026. Rendon's contract would be up there, because you would have the fact that, hey, you don't want guaranteed contracts, was what the league doesn't want at some point, because these contracts are out of control. And then you'd have the players saying, okay, well, you can't have insurance on us players either. Because in a perfect world, you'd have, let's say a player sign a 6-year deal. First 3 years guaranteed. Last 3 are on the discretion of the team. So if you hit the criteria of what you signed for as far as numbers, then the team they can't get rid of you. But if you're below that and they feel, hey, you're not living up to what you signed up for, they can cut you and not take that big of a hit. Maybe just take a salary cap hit that first year, but then the other 2 years or the 3 years are you only get a fraction of what you got for that year, and then the rest of it's just thrown away, like football. But that gives players an opportunity to sign somewhere else to reinvent themselves. And it also takes away the laziness in ball players. It also takes away the apathy in ball players. It makes every game worth it. So that's just I'm hoping it goes that way. I'm hoping that in the future they can come to a deal. I'm not hanging my hat on it, because I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does, it would be the best. It really would be the best, because it would make baseball good, and make players actually want to play out these long-term contracts, because these 10-year contracts suck, because you're only going to get 4 to 5 good years. And I guarantee you the same thing's going to happen with Ohtani. He's going to give you 5 good, really, 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 really good years. And then it's going to really fade off. And that's just father time. And that's just the fact that it's stupid signing someone to a 10-year deal. MLB needs to hold these owners to a, or needs more owners that are actually fans of the team to choose to buy. More owners like Cohen. These penny pincher billionaires are pathetic and they're ruining the sport. That is true. Unfiltered says we need to start a heaty fan fest. That would be fun. Also, home run equals Trump dance. Angels should sign on with Disney Plus. Yeah, Rams house, Dan Rios. We are trying to get Todd to become the 454th fan of the team. I love it. Steven is still taking a dig at his own team, but I appreciate that. That's cool. That is cool. And it's not Rams house. It's everybody else's house. Thoughts on Ipe? He got what he deserved. Fall guy. Rally Chris says that would be nice. Heady fan fest since the Angels don't want to have fan fest. We'd have to get big enough. And we'd have to buy a lot of fans like Top Plays, have fans from India, Philippines, throw China in there. And then maybe we could do something like that. We could do a small fan fest. We can bring everybody together like that, which we're going to do on April 5th. So, yeah, April 5th, mark your calendars. It's a Saturday. It'll be at Noble. We'll have more details on it. We're going to have games. We're going to have food, discounted food, because we're going to have my boy's gonna be cooking, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. And then there's gonna be another vendor there with food. So usually Noble doesn't have food unless they have taco truck night or whatever. But we're gonna have food in there, and then discounted beers, discounted food items, giveaways. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. So mark your calendars for that. Tony says, as I'll be wrapping up here in 5 minutes. Tony says, when did you become an Angels fan? Angels fan all my life. 80s. I want to say 86 because that's my first memory. My dad, I've said this before. He says, oh, if we win, I was on the couch. I was jumping up and down. I was only like 5 or 6 years old. And he says, as soon as the Angels get this final out, we're going to the World Series. I'm going to throw you up in the air. Didn't happen. Dave Henderson happened, and the Angels lost. And then he didn't throw me up in the air. I kind of cried because I was only 5 or 6 years old. And my mom was like, you should have just thrown him in the air. My dad was too pissed off, and that was it. And I didn't see him for a little bit because he was pissed off. And then following the next year, I heard my dad curse for the first time because Kirk Gibson hit the home run. My dad's always hated the Dodgers. That's where I get my hate from. When Gibson hit the home run, a lot of people heard, it's way back and all that, the famous Vin Scully call. All I heard was, son of a bitch. That's all I heard from my dad. So that's, but I've been a hardcore Angel fan ever since. My first player that I got to meet, and actually, he looked bigger than life, was Wally Joyner, Wally World. He was my first favorite player. Tim Salmon was my second favorite player. Garrett Anderson, those boys from 2002 were just amazing. So yeah, I've been a hardcore Angel fan ever since. But it's been tough. It's definitely tested our fandom since then. Trivia will be back this season. I know it's been a while. We're more up to date this year and more prepared this year. Rally Chris says we need an update on Farkas. Did he get laid yet? I don't know, but I'm sure he'll call in. Rigo says, Todd, there was an excellent article about Rendon debacle in The Athletic. Have you checked it out or haven't yet? I did if you want to see my take on it, I did a video on it. If not, I'm going to definitely check that out. I do know he's being mocked all around YouTube as far as I'm concerned right now. We got Kenley Jansen, guys. That means the AL Championship Series for the Halo, Steven says. Absolutely. Get your Halo honks on. Mario says, over-under, Trout will be hurt by the All-Star game. I'll take the under. Ooh. Also, Saucy says, can you tailgate at Noble with your grill and coolers and shit like that? I've already talked to the owner, and I've talked to the new GM, and she's on the same page as me, and we're going to be cooking inside. So we won't be outside. We'll be inside of the establishment. Probably if you've seen, they have where they've had autograph signings and stuff like that, we'll be over there. We'll be on the stage. We'll be cooking right there. And then obviously you walk in, there's the areas to sit down. And then you have the outdoor, lift door with the outdoor patio thing. We'll have probably cornhole and a few other games right there. And then you can go in and have your alcohol right there and then just sit down and enjoy yourself. So there's a patio outside. There's games to be played. So it should be a fun time. We're going to have some shirts to give away. We'll have some other stuff. So I'm not going to give you exactly all the details yet, but you'll see definitely what's going to take place. So it should be very, very fun. God bless. Also, Also, Hanky Panky says number 6 is going to the show up next year and lead the Halos to the World Series. Super Halo Brothers. I can believe that. Because that's something that they would say. Can Aaron Rodgers pitch? I hear he needs a job, Mario says. Rendon should just retire. He's made, we went over the other day, he's made so much money that, yes, he would be able to easily retire, especially in a state with no taxes as in Texas, and he doesn't care. What's the over-under gauge? We have paper bags in June. I don't want to go down that one either, man, but we'll see. Todd, will you dress up like the clown? That gives me nightmares. I'm sorry, Steven, but yes, I will be making the Halo honk appearance, scaring you and the children during the season this year. So, yes, I will be back at the stadium. I don't know when, but there's going to be a few times I'm going to show up with some new makeup and some new getup. So, yeah, it should be fun. So I think we'll stop right there. I've already gone way longer than I wanted to. I got on here because I was passionate about the stuff that he sent me, meaning from the at Halo Talk. It was forwarded to me by Grillmaster. So, again, thank you, Grillmaster, for sending me those screenshots because, again, I wouldn't pay money to OC Register. No offense, OC Register, but yeah, I'm not paying to read your article online. So he grabbed it from Halo Talk, and Halo Talk had posted it, what Artie said, and I just wanted to get into that, vent a little bit, talk to you guys and gals out there, and hopefully your off season has been good. Hopefully everyone in your family is good, and hopefully everybody can join us for that April 5th tailgate, and before that too, when we start to talk about more shows that we got premiering on this network. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's going to be 5 days a week. We're going to have all kinds of stuff on and off. We're going to have a Substack so you can get on there and write on our blogs and read our blogs. And we also have, a lot of things going on with the Angels baseball. We're going to be covering, and we're going to be covering the league too. So it's not just going to be Angels baseball as we move forward into the 2025 season. And we may make an appearance or two in the freaking, what is it called? Here in March. Coming up here for spring training. So, well, a lot of cool stuff happening. We're going to have ticket giveaways and stuff. Eddie Perez says the season's over. Hasn't even started yet. So yeah, we have a lot coming up. And then since hopefully we don't give thundersticks away. Oh, geez. Since the Angels, we have to be somewhat positive. We'll play this one because we know who the problem is.
It's me.
And we're going to play this right here because hopefully, Angels do good. We get the Golden Stamos. I really don't like how he smiles at you at the end, but this one gives me the creeps. I know it does a few other fans.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny, and me love you long time.
Yeah, that's too much, man. That is too much. Can you play the Mighty Nachos? Yes, I'll play the Nachos one more time, and then I'll play the Golden Marsha, and we'll get out of here with some Stukas. How about that? Let's play the Nachos first.
I love the nachos, gas station nachos. I love those nachos, yeah. Gas station nachos, ow.
There you go. So, and then we had this one too from last year, which was kind of popular. Yeah, all those solo home runs when we lose.
I need your seed.
Who's got the biggest biceps? Marsha. Who's got shoulders like a man? Marsha. Who's got a ring that's rich? Marsha. Who's got a thing for young surfers? Marsha. Who put the drill to grill? Marsha. Who could slam a shack? Marsha.
Congratulations, pal.
That laugh is so creepy, I swear to God. So we're ready for a new season. 2025 is upon us. It's only less than a week away. We're going to have some baseball coming up this weekend, so that should be fun. and we'll actually be able to talk between the lines, and also get ready to when we do our podcast, when we do the post game, we're going to be focusing a lot on baseball. We're going to be getting into the X and O's. We're still going to be sarcastic as fuck. We're still going to do our thing. We're still going to be the same old Halos in the infield, but we're going to bring it a little bit more with the X's and O's, and we're also going to be there to be interactive with you, whether it's on social media. Tag us, talk about us, whatever you got to do. Share us with a friend, share us with other Angel fans. Trust me, we see the tags, we see the posts, and we'll throw some nice free stuff your way, or especially see you in person if we see you at the Big A and give you something, because we always got something nice on as we move forward. Play Savage Garden. Also, please lose the Stamos. Thanks. Good night, and keep me sane. Yeah, you know what? we're gonna mess with that one a little bit as we get moving. So I should play one more time the Savage Garden, because all these slides are old now. They're from last season. So the ones I played are not going to be played this season. We're going to have new shit. So it's going to be good. So this is the last time you'll see this one.
Why do you build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down, mess me around, and then worst of all, you never call baby when you say you will. But I love you still, I need you.
So we'll have a new one of those this year, and then we played this one at nauseum last year.
I will be strong, I will be faithful, 'cause I'm counting on a new beginning, a reason for living, a deeper meaning, yeah. And I wanna stand with you on a mountain, and I wanna bathe with you in the sea, and I wanna lay like this forever until the sky falls down on me.
See, we're going to need a new one of those because number 6 won't be in there, but we will have something new and embarrassing for the Angels, maybe some airs or something, and then we'll be able to play that. And we'll have a new Stukas, or maybe we'll put the vote what you want as the winning song when the Angels win, because we always play this one when they win. So with that being said, thank you for everybody being in the comments. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for being you, and hopefully your offseason was good, and we'll see you on future post games, future live events. We're going to have live events at the stadium. We're going to have live watch parties at different venues. So stay tuned. It's going to be fun regardless of what happens on the field. But by God damn it, I want this played at least 81 times this year. And yes, I'm being a Halo honk when it comes to this. Good night, everybody.